Let's go. We'll give it a little bit of time just to let people fill in. There's a couple faces in here that I don't really know. Magnus, what's up? Where are you located?
I'm in Sweden.
You're in Sweden. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
amazing. The Nordic brother. Is it cold up
yeah.
there?
You're in Switzerland, right?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, in Canada. Ah, okay.
Same climate, same vibes. Yeah. Nice, dude. Nice. There's a few of us in here experience a little bit of cold, a little bit of chilly. Trish, I'm not sure that we've met before. Where are you coming in from?
South Lake Tahoe.
South Lake Tahoe. Shout out Coach Jameson.
Hmm.
Awesome. Beautiful space. How is it there right now?
It is beautiful today. It's probably like 55 degrees.
Lovely. Lovely, lovely. I'd trade what we got over here with y'all for sure. I think we got a
You're in Canada?
cool 7 degrees today. A whole seven. Fahrenheit, mind you. Yeah. Kathy's outside with the puffy on. So good. So good. I love it. All right. All right. This is my first time getting on this group in the Zoom. I'm gonna try to get some background music going. Let me know if y'all are able to hear this. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Can we do this? All right, we're not about to troubleshoot. Not about to take too much time. Well, welcome everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be spending time and moving together with you. This is my first time getting to lead the official Primal membership group call, and something really special I wanted to share with y'all today. And this is kind of what I believe underlies my personal movement practice, a little bit about my beliefs about how I want to engage with my movement practice and what I think is necessary for a really successful relationship with our body. And I call it the conversation. And I think a conversation has a number of ingredients that really help it be something beautiful, something sustainable, something that gives back to one another over time. Number one is the skill of listening. We are going to go deep into listening to our body today. And one of my favorite ways to listen to my body powerfully is to quiet things down, slow things down, and simplify them. Don't need to jump from topic to topic, from movement to movement. Big, boom, stimulus, next, change, all that. Let's slow it down. Let's bring it to a halt and really examine where we are in space and time, practice our listening skills. The next thing is, well, conversations are a two-way thing. And so we listen, we receive, and then we also give and we share. And we can share with our body suggestions, or we can say something to it through movement and through action, and then see what it has to say. And so we're going to spend a lot of time decompressing and experimenting with giving our body certain suggestions. We're going to spend a lot of time step decompression, a lot of time in rockers. It's going to be a very small amount of movements, but a lot of time spent in each of them and a lot of inquiry and questions to ask ourselves. And so I would love to invite everybody to find a decompression position on your back. I go cloth band on my legs so I don't have to think or create any kind of effort to bring my feet back into a neutral spot. I can just let myself relax. I got a little couch here, a little soft, cushy chair. Really inviting to bring myself into, spend some time on my back. And just give ourselves a minute to let everyone find their space, find their comfort and relaxation. Now, just because the conversation is slow and there's a lot of listening, doesn't mean that we can't challenge ourselves either. Sometimes Lower, longer, intentional conversations can be really challenging, but they're really productive. They can be really productive. So there could be a number of moments during today's call where I'm going to leave us to our own silence, our own time within ourselves, but I'll be gently speaking and guiding us through our intention while we're here on the ground. First thing I like to do to settle myself into some intentional time with my body, let go of any tension, let go of any intention, any effort, any thinking, any holding. I need to hold a certain position. My arms need to be a certain spot. I got to pull the back of my neck. We can let all those things go just to start. And we can enjoy the passive pressure of gravity and the ground. Relaxing into this, letting our breath do its own thing. We're going to begin by taking the role of the listener in this conversation. So I'm slowly going to guide us through a scan through our body. And all we're doing is noticing the qualities of a particular spot. And so let's start with the feet. Let's focus all our attention on the feet and ask ourselves some really basic questions. Do they feel relaxed? Do they feel tight? Can I feel my couch or support under my heels? Can I feel the temperature of the air? We're not giving them a judgment. We're not saying it's good or bad. We're just noticing what's there by itself. We feel the bottoms of our feet and how they feel slightly different from the top of our feet. Maybe we can even focus in. How does my big toe on my right foot feel? Specifically, that big toe. And notice how much more detail is revealed when we zoom in on our focus. You might be able to sense the sides, the tops, the bottoms. There's a lot of sensory information to listen to and to receive. This is the position we want to hold for our body in movement, out of movement. Let's take our scan and move up through the ankles. Asking ourselves the same questions. Can I feel where my leg presses down into the ground? Can I feel where my foot turns into my ankle and my ankle turns into my shin? Let's slowly scan up the back of the calves, sides of the shins, the insides of the shins, finding the knees, finding the quads, finding the hamstrings, feeling our femurs and the weight of our legs press down into our hips. Scanning from our lower abdomen, our pelvis, our lower back, moving up through our intercostal muscles, our thoracic spine, upper abdomen, and chest. Noticing the rising and falling of our breath, not needing to change anything about it, but just asking ourselves some basic questions. Where do I feel the most pressure with my torso on the ground? Does my breath feel full? Does it feel shallow? Does it feel easeful? Does it feel effortful? Not needing to change anything about it. But really, truly listening. Let's take our scan to both of our shoulders, moving down and through biceps, the triceps, the elbows, the forearms, the base of the palms, moving up through where each of our fingers begins, and slowly scanning out towards the ends of our fingertips. Now let's focus on our index finger on our right hand. Ask ourselves, what does that finger in specific detail sense right now? Notice how we can focus our attention on a single spot in our body. Do I feel where the base of my finger connects into the knuckle? Do I feel the bend in my finger? Can I feel where my fingernail is at? And we can zoom out. Can I feel my entire right hand at the same time? Can I feel where it touches the ground beneath me or maybe on my body? Can I notice the difference between the top of my hand and the bottom of my hand? And we'll continue our scan from the collarbones through the neck and the base of the jaw, moving up through the base of the ears, back of the head, through the lips, nose, and eyes, forehead, top of the head, and maybe even into observing our mind and our thoughts and as they come and they go. Given space for quiet to let the signals of our body be heard. In my experience, in order to do this, we got to let go of urgency, rushing ourselves. And a great question I love to ask myself when I really want to connect with my body is if there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, and no one to be, and I had an infinite amount of time, how patient would I be with my body during my movement practice? How might I move? How might I relax if I had full permission? One half of a conversation is listening, and the other half is sharing or giving. And I like to think of when we create effort, create tension, create shapes, that's what we have to share in the conversation with our body. And so we're going to start uh, sharing back, giving suggestions, and seeing how our body responds. So the first thing I'll invite us to do is slowly increase the depth of your inhale through your nose. And just let your exhale be fully relaxed. And just notice how the body feels in response to that. Where do we feel it expand? Where does that breath easily move to? Does it easily move to my upper chest, my lower abdomen, my front ribs, my side ribs? And we're going to start slowly adding more intention and a little bit more effort with our decompression breathing. On our next exhale, we're going to exhale all the way until our lungs are empty of air. Feel the front side of the body gently activate. Really, really gentle. Like 5% effort with the front side of the body. What we're going to explore together is the nuance between how much effort we use while we're decompression breathing. We don't want to get stuck in thinking, oh, if I'm decompression breathing, I'm just on. And I'm just squeezing my abs as hard as I can. I'm pushing as hard as I can. There's a whole spectrum from gentleness to maximum effort that we can use during our decompression breath. So right now, we're still taking big, long inhales through the nose, finding a long, empty exhale through the mouth. We're finding a little bit of that crunching muscular activation on the front side as we exhale. We're holding on to that into our next inhale. On your next exhale, I want you to take that amount of muscular effort on your exhale, take it from 5% to about 15%. And just explore what that increase in effort means to you and what that feels like in your body. Sometimes that's all we need. On your next exhale, we're going to take our effort, our musculature effort, that squeeze on the front side of the body. We're going to go from 15 to 25% effort. So we're at about a quarter of our maximum effort when pushing that air out, when feeling the front side connect. Your next exhale, we're going to go from 25 to 50% effort, half of our maximum capacity. Still taking big, long, full exhales, inhales through the nose. And we should start experiencing effort here. Maybe a little bit of burn in the abs, maybe a little bit of challenge pulling that breath in on the inhale. This is where we really start challenging the diaphragm. On your next exhale, we're going to go from 50 to 75% effort. But we're really getting a good squeeze on that exhale. We're holding on to it into our next inhale. We're looking to feel that front side connect and close off and expand our breath into the ground, into our backs. All the while we're noticing, what does our body have to say about this? Gradually increasing. On your next exhale, we're going to go from 75 to 95% effort, almost our full effort. Exhaling, finding the bottom of your lungs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your abs. Keep the top of your head pulling away from your tailbone. We're not crunching. We're staying long. We're pulling deep inhales while keeping the front side connected. Long, full exhales. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Last 10 seconds of 95% effort on this breath. Should be challenging ourselves. And in 5 seconds, we're going to move ourselves to our own chosen amount of effort for the next minute and a half. So as we continue decompression breathing, if you want to take the amount of effort from 95% to 50%, and that feels perfect for you, we're going to do that. If you want to keep it really effortful, you can do that as well. If you want to drop the effort all the way down to 5%, 2%, we're going to give ourselves the freedom to do that. We've given our body a lot of different options with how we can create pressure in our decompression breath. And now we're doing our best to have the conversation and find what works for both of us. We're still decompression breathing at our own pace, on our own time. In 10 seconds, we're going to let go of all effort. In three, two, and one. Let your whole body relax. Let your breath return to normal. And take the opportunity to listen. And again, how does the body feel right now? What's the body's response to the suggestion we just gave it? And as Bam always says, does it feel the same? Does it feel better? Or does it feel worse? And there's no wrong answer. It's simply a game of speaking and listening and letting our body be the one to give us that answer. So let's slowly bring our knees to our chest. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. Get ready to transition into some really basic groundwork. So feel free at your own speed to flop your body over to one side. Start slowly moving up and about. We're going to get into single side rockers. So if you need to find some elevation or some support, we're going to do that. I would really suggest having elevation support because we're going to be spending at least 4 minutes on a single side. We're going to be spending a long time on a single side. So if you're ready with me, I'm going to get started on my left side. Feel free to start with whatever side your body feels called to today. I'm going to shift my hips over to the left, swing my feet out to the right just a little bit. I'm just going to start rocking into my left side. Now the question is, how do I play the same conversational game with my body with rockers? We're gonna be here for at least 4 minutes. That's a long time. That's a really long time. So if we go hard in the paint the whole time right off the bat, we're gonna burn ourselves out. We're gonna cook up in a big way. And maybe that's what your body wants today. We can also do the same thing we did with our decompression breathing in adjusting how much effort, how much grab, how much cooking are we doing in that single side. We may want to hold just an isometric position. We may want to pull our hip back, back, back. That's going to ask a little bit more of us. We might want to stand tall. But we just have these 4 minutes right now to be really curious. Ask our body, hey, how are you and I going to get through 4 minutes of single side loading together? How are we going to do that together? What do you need from me? Do you need smaller reps? Do you need an isometric hold? Do I need to put my elbows down? We're halfway there, 2 minutes into the single side. If you want, I'll invite you to do a little isometric hold with me in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to pull my hip back. I'm just going to hold it where it is. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to see if I can focus all my attention onto the sensation in my left hip. What can I notice about it? How detailed can I get? Where exactly in my hip do I feel that? Do I feel that on the outside? Is it more towards the bottom? Is it more towards the top? Is it a steady strength or is it twitching just a little bit? Mine's twitching just a little bit. Mine's kind of coming in, going out. We're starting to shake. All that good stuff. I feel almost like top left pocket on my hip. Top left is a really specific spot. I found a nice long full breath here. I'm gonna keep rocking. We got about 30 seconds left on this side. You guys are doing fantastic. Yeah, 4 minutes on a single side. Let's go. Let's go. Super good. Now, if you're with me to end it off, I'm going to take whatever leg is my non-loading leg. I'm going to reach it out and behind. I'm going to find a nice deep pigeon stretch here. Let my hip melt down, down, down towards the ground. Same thing. Just a lot of quiet, a lot of time, and putting my body in a position as an inquiry, as a question. I'm basically just saying, hey, body, what do you think about this? Tell me everything you think about this. Tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. And can I sit in the truth that my body has to share with me, and just breathe. I'll encourage you for the next little bit here as we're in this stretch to find your decompression breath and find that perfect amount of effort. What's going to be the perfect amount of effort to get the most out of this position? For me, it's like a 65% effort on decompression breath. On any given day, it might be more gentle. It might be more effortful. We can make all different kinds of suggestions while we're here. I can see how it feels to actively press my loaded hip, shin, and foot down into the ground while I'm in this stretched out sensation. What does my body have to say about that? All right, there's a big sensation that comes with it, big stretch, big activation. Where do I feel that? Where's that located in my body? And in 5 seconds, we're slowly, slowly, slowly gonna untangle ourselves out of this in three, two, and one. Let's slowly move forward, up and out of this. Woohoo! Nice. Boom. I like to sit my hips back a little bit, maybe rock them out side to side. I'm seeing some faces. It's fantastic. I love getting blissed out. Like super long, super long times in positions. Awesome. Let's go find our other hip that we haven't inquired with yet and start rocking into it. So this conversational approach is less of a I'm doing something to fix you, and it's more of a who are you and where are you right now? And it's really, really the same way that we engage in conversation and relationships with the people in our lives. If you just stay curious and ask questions and let that person reveal themselves, then you get to know them. But we don't want to make assumptions about them. Same way we don't want to make assumptions about our body. Our body will tell us exactly what it is and where it's at. And as we get to know our body, we get to know it really well. Then the map of how to move forward and help the body feel really good starts becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. So we're just rocking, rocking. I'm not giving too many cues on the rockers. I really want you to make it yours. Goodbye, Alex. Thank you so much for joining. Hope you have a great rest of your Friday, brother. Always a pleasure to see you. Boom. I'm gonna take my support nice up high. I'm gonna try some top side rockers. Try something really tall and see how my glute responds there. Are we a little bit stronger? Are we a little bit weaker? It's a little bit more challenging. There's a little spot at the top of the repetition where it starts just like shaking, losing stability. Great. Boom. Information. I can work with that. Doing fantastic, you guys. Just about a minute left here. We only have 1 minute to see what our right side has to say about these rockers. That's it. That's not a long conversation when you think about it. It's not that long. Nice job, everybody. In about 5 seconds, we're going to take our non-loading leg. We're going to lift it up and over, reach it out behind us. In 3, 2, 1. Pick it up, reach it behind. Find your deep, 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 deep pigeon. Deepest pigeon you got. Maybe not the deepest pigeon you got, but find a little productive, tough conversation with that hip, you know? We always got so much to say. I gotta tell you about this. I gotta tell you about that. I gotta tell you what I think. I gotta tell you how to do it. I gotta tell you this. Just take a step back and just listen. And one of my favorite ways to listen is a long exhale. Long, 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 long exhale. Notice if there's any other spot in your body where you're holding on, you're holding tension. Another amazing message from the body. It's like the body's like, hey, I think I need to hold on to tension in my traps while I do this pigeon for some reason. Oh, really good to know. Thank you. Thank you so much. It makes no sense. Let's figure that out. You're doing fantastic. We have less than 30 seconds here. And in about 5 seconds, we're slowly gonna untangle in 3, 2, And one. Start bringing ourselves up nice and slow. Again, don't need to rush anything. Our body still has a lot of great things to tell us as we come up out of a pigeon, as we start to stand up, as we move our hips left and right. The last thing for us is a big, beautiful step decompression. If you have a high support for your hands, it's gonna be really useful. We can have a step to stand on, like some blocks, or we can simply just have our feet on the ground and elevate our heels. Whatever it is, however it is, we like to get our step decompression going. Just have one more beautiful conversation to have. Awesome team. Find yourself. If you already are familiar with step decompression, then get into your preferred spot. Just to go over the little checklist I like to think of, just getting my toes and feet pointed straight ahead. I like my heels hanging off or elevated. I like gently ripping the ground apart with my feet, a slight bend in my knees, pulling my hips back and letting my upper body hinge down a little bit. Now, even from here, there's a plethora of ways that we can enjoy a step decompression. I can stand up a little taller. I could go more into a squat. I could pull my hips back and bring my body way, 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 way down. There's so many different options. And we have 10 minutes, 10 minutes to enjoy this step decompression with ourselves and maybe find a bunch of different positions, different ways to engage in this. Again, as we did with our breath to start, I can really create a lot of effort here. I can try super hard. I can press my feet down into the ground and rip, rip, rip apart, get a big activation along the back of my legs. And if that's what I want, if that's what my body's really happy with, then by all means. Similarly, I could also turn the notch way down. I can get my forearms on this chair, sit my hips back. I can let my feet just kind of let their own weight press down into the ground. I'm still in my back chain. I'm still being supported by my back chain, still being supported by my hips and my back and my feet. But there's a really big difference in how much effort and exertion we use. So I'm just slowly going to talk us through another scan while we're in our own step decompression position. Let's bring our attention to our feet. Let's bring all of our focus to our feet. Like our feet are the only thing we can feel, even though our glutes might be cooking. Mine are cooking. But with such detail, can I feel the bottoms of my feet and the texture of the ground? Can I feel the temperature of the air on the top of my foot? Can I feel the musculature? Can I feel the activation? Can I feel where my foot meets my ankle? And what does that feel like? Does my right side feel different? Does it feel the same than my left side? What about my calves? Is there big sensation in my calves or is there little sensation? Do I feel more on the inside or on the outside? What about my knees? Are my knees saying anything to me? Can I notice how the front of my knees and the back of my knees feel a little different? Now, what about my hamstrings? I feel my hamstrings online. Yeah. If I reach my hips up towards the sky and hinge my upper body, do my hamstrings speak a little bit more? Yeah. And ask myself, is that a good change? Is that a green light? Is that a red light? For me right now, green light. Nice. Bit more challenging, but it's a green light sensation. Really good challenge. My left side a little bit stronger than my right side. Now let's feel into that hamstring. Let's feel that hamstring move up towards our hips and connect into our glutes. Notice how those sensations of those two different body parts start melting together like a gradient, like a spectrum. Love to see it making whatever tiny little movements we got to make. Can shift our hips from one side to the other if that feels good. If we want to find a little cat cow at any moment in our back, we have all the permission to do that. If at any point you need to take a little break and get back into it, please give your body permission to do so. But if you're feeling really good still and everything's green lights, it might be challenging, but it's green lights. I really encourage you to stay in this conversation. See if it feels different to drop the heels a little bit. Does dropping the heels change anything up at the hips? Do I feel strong in this position? If the answer is no, but we're still feeling green lights, then we're in a really great place. I may not be strong in this position, but I'm getting all green lights. Fantastic. We're moving towards strength. And everyone's on board. Our mind, our body is on board. Fantastic. You feel called to go onto a single leg at any point right now. Give yourself permission to go onto a single leg. I'm going to bring my upper body down, down, down into a nice forward fold. Pedaling out the feet just a little bit. Time in the breath. Long exhales through the mouth to relax, to quiet, to listen. Last minute. Last minute. Wow. Already done 9 minutes. Nice job, everybody. And in five, four, three, as gently, mindfully, slowly, and carefully as you can, bring yourself out of your step decompression. Nice. Really nice. And we check in one last time. We can sit, we can stand. And maybe we just go inward. Maybe we close our eyes. And just check in. How does my body feel after that? How does my mind feel after that? Do I feel a little bit more relaxed? Do I feel more amped up? What did that do to me? How am I leaving this? What kind of energy or feeling did I just create with that movement? And do I like that? We want to like it. And if we don't like it, then we got to change it. That is about our time. And thank you, everybody, for joining me in some slow, concerted movement together. I really needed something like this today. And it's such a joy to share this with all y'all. If anyone's got any questions, feel free. Or if you got the rest of your day to go enjoy, then by all means. Nice, dude. Thank you for being here, Jared. Thank you, Amy, Abe, Trish, Kathy, Svetlana, Magnus, Lynn. Thank you so much for being here and sharing this with me today. So much fun. And to anyone watching the recording, thank you for giving your body something really slow, careful, and intentional. We love it. We absolutely love it. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'll catch you in the Slack channel. Until next time.